To be honest, it's a term that is new for me when you talk about science diplomacy. But what comes to my mind is the importance of global and international collaboration when it comes to learning and when it comes to developing new technologies. I think that's what comes to my mind.
Yeah. So I know that you are in the financial sector of Fintech, right, with TransferWise.
Correct.
I've used it before, so
great.
You are an innovator yourself, right? So within this idea of science diplomacy and your own understanding, which is great, how do you see innovation then in this playing a role for international collaboration?
Okay, so I actually see it in two ways. So in TransferWise, we are focusing in developing a service that solves the cross-border finances for individuals. So we believe, and I believe, that lives are becoming more global. One day you are in one country, your family is in another country, and this means you have financial needs that are going away from the scope of traditional borders within countries. So financial services and innovation are solving this problem by helping customers deal with their finances in a cost-effective way and in a convenient way across borders. And also, I see it from the side of collaborating with regulators across different borders to develop the right type of regulations that will enable these innovative cross-border financial services.
Yeah. So when you, the finance solutions are tackling some social problems,
yes.
Right? When you see social challenges more broadly, what's the role of innovation as a tool to tackle some of these social challenges?
Well, I would say is everything. Is the way in which society is moving forward. One thing that I see in Fintech, for example, is with technology, you are closer to those problems, and technology is enabling companies and individuals and researchers to understand what are those problems that need to be fixed in different societies. So speaking from the Fintech perspective, the use of data and, being able to constantly develop solutions at the speed that traditional services were not able is actually a way of identifying those problems and addressing those problems. So I would say that's where technology in general has an opportunity to fix social problems.
Yeah. So we have about 150 delegates, young leaders here in Shaping Horizons. They have been 1 week working in different projects. Today they pitch the projects, their ideas. We are about to know the winner.
Mm-hmm.
So talking about innovation and probably this idea of collaborating, what these young leaders need to be doing? Do they need to understand the problem, the solution? Do they just need to go and innovate? Or
I think it's a combination of everything that you mentioned. So first of all, they need to understand problems. I think in general, you cannot build a solution without properly understanding what is the problem that you are solving. So where I work, the company has been around for 8 years. Personally, I've been working for 4 years. And the thing that we constantly ask is, what is the problem that we are solving? What is the problem that I'm solving on a day-to-day expanding this service? Why do I need to go to this country? And why do I need to bring this service to customers in this country? So it's first of all, understanding the problem. And then secondly, as you were suggesting, is just doing. Is also jumping and putting solutions in place. And that's also really cool about technology, that you can put a solution and you can roll it back if the solution wasn't the right one. And we always work in the tech industry with this idea of MVP, of the minimum viable product, which enables you to actually constantly test if this was the right solution, gather data, assess if the solution was the right or wasn't right, and then constantly evolve. So I think it's also very much about being open-minded to constantly evolve the solutions that you're proposing for the problems that you should have identified.
Yeah. So you were invited by probably one of the members of the organizing committee to come to Shaping Horizons. So maybe two slightly combined questions. So what caught your attention and why deciding to come and be a speaker in Shaping Horizons? And probably the second question, like slightly put together, any idea or any comment about universities probably and the role in supporting probably events or networks like Shaping Horizons?
Yeah, so what got my attention is this whole idea of bringing people together, especially leaders from Latin America, to learn and to develop new ideas and new solutions. In my case, I'm originally from Colombia, and when I moved here to study, I realized there's so much to learn and there's so much to give back to our region and to other developing regions that are begging and are asking for this innovation. So that immediately caught my attention, being able to share a bit of what is going on here, what is just, I don't know, like this field where you have people coming from different backgrounds, from different countries, and just learning and developing new ideas to bring them back to different regions and connect. As you were saying, comes back to science diplomacy, is this whole idea of getting people together, learning, discussing, interchanging ideas, and going back with solutions that no one could think about isolated on their own. That's what caught my attention.
And it's slightly the role of university, because maybe you saw University of Cambridge, right?
As well.
And yeah, so any idea on regarding the role of universities probably in bringing young people, bringing leaders?
I mean, I think it's a brilliant idea. Yes, I agree with you. The University of Cambridge couldn't be more renowned globally. And when you have a university promoting these discussions and bringing people together, that's just absolutely amazing. That's the role that universities should be playing. And especially when you have the reputation and the trustworthiness of an institution like the University of Cambridge or so many universities around the world, and you have the capacity to get in touch with leaders from around the world and people from the industry and maybe even regulators, and just open up this discussion. It also makes you feel like it's a safe space because it's an academic space. So you're not expecting to have, I don't know, like conversations about competitors or I don't know, like other areas that are less comfortable, I would say. Universities are enabling this safe space for discussion, for thinking, for sharing ideas and developing new solutions.
Okay, that was the last.